alloy and the watcher are done. We are moving on to the base, I can confirm. Now we want some of the bigger pieces, and I think the bigger pieces, crikey, they're not all spares, are they? I'm not losing my mind. Another thing is I've got to watch out. You get your stickers, and the last thing I want to do is leave the stickers off. But I think the stickers are added on later once you build the tool neck. So yeah. Let's start with this one. 2, 4, 6, 8 in black as well. Perfect. And then we want the 4-piece in black as well. Not that. Are they still in here? They are. There you go. Alright. Doesn't really matter which way they go, but one's got to go down that end there. So you've built yourself a hammer. Yeah, there's that. Step 2, get a beigey looking 2, 4, 6, a 6-knobbed beigey piece. You can't really go wrong. There's only one stretch in beige or cream. So yeah, but that's going down the other way, and this time it's overlapping or extending over past the point of no return. So yeah, well, like that. I don't know how well you can see it. I'm just going to have to judge based on alloy. But yeah. And then we want a little red one, which I have got here. Again, just overlapping, nice and secure, like that. Then we apparently are getting another beige. And again, repeat, click. Okay. Reminds me of scaffolding for some reason. 8, so it's one of the ones at the back again. 2, 4, 6, 8. So that's going on the end there. I'll see if I can click it in place for you. There we go. Bam. Right. Then we want another 4 in the black, and that is going on the very end. Like so. Looks very flimsy in the middle, people, I won't lie. I wouldn't run a train over it. I wouldn't use it as a bridge. Next we're going to need 3 of those white squares with the knobs on the front and the side. Those. Okay. These are basically one sitting exactly flush with the red. The fact it's a perfect match either end, I don't think at the moment it matters which side you do. So one's going flush with the red, and then the others are overlapping with the beige and the black. So there's 1, and there's 2. So it should be like that. Should be like that. All right. Next we want another beige piece. With the next beige piece though, we want 2 beige strips. All right. These are up here, are overlapping from the whites. I think just 2 and then 2. So you should be left with some goggles. Yes, something like that is what you should be left with. And now we want 3 orange pieces. They are the orange 2-piece. And we're going to want 3 of them. So let's dig in and dig those out. They are going, one's going smack in the middle by the look of it. But let's put the ones on the end first, as I know they're accurate. And then according to this, it's 3 in on both sides. So 1, 2, and 3. So it's going right there in the middle. Boom. Yes, I was telling you about my model railway videos. I plan to return to that as soon as possible. I'll make a separate video, but whilst I'm building this, I might as well talk to you and make conversation about it. My model railway is going to change location from the cabin up into the attic. The simple reason for that is I never have the passion to go down to the cabin anymore and do it. It backs onto the park, and I have to admit, I find the kids playing football, just running around, screaming, all of that lot. I find that quite, I don't want to say depressing, but I just find it irritating when I want to concentrate on building the model. And initially it's fine. If you're down there putting serious time into it and that's all you can hear in the background, even over the top of your music, every now and again the football would get kicked against the fence, and I found it more irritating than I did actually pleasure from being down there. And then the two other reasons for coming out of the cabin with it, because it backs onto the public park. Last year we experienced a fire down there from the park side, so there's that. But of course the obvious one is building a train set is not cheap, and as the public park is right there, I'm worried about the, I guess, security of it. So yeah, I've been thinking about it, and again, it is the third time I'm pulling my train set apart, but it didn't really get far, did it? Some track down on a baseboard with a few bits of running sessions here and there. So yeah, that's going to happen. Make sure you put the beige with the knobbly bits on the same side as the white with the knobbly bits as well. They've got to be on the same side, according to the diagram anyway. And then just the beige locks it all together. Yeah, so in the new year, the attic still needs insulating properly, like with the ceiling. I actually brought up this stuff to do it today, but because I wasn't feeling well, I just thought I'll do this instead. But yeah, the theme's not going to change. It's still going to be Cardiff Central Station, but where I was restricted with space and I couldn't get the size I wanted it to be in the cabin, or maybe I wanted to squeeze so much into one space, I'm not. My model railway is going to be modelled on Cardiff Central Station. I'm going to have the central station itself. 3 of the red pieces, by the way. Yeah, I'm going to have Cardiff Central Station, the main part of the model. It's going to take up the most space. I want to know that I can get GWR, the HST. I want to know I can get that with 8 coaches in the station, and I want 8 because I want a nice long rake. And if I can get 8 coaches in on a double-ended unit, I'll be satisfied that that is a good station length. I'd like to have a longer station that looks more realistic, so I'm still going to model the railway on, we need 2 of these, still going to model the railway on Cardiff. I'm just simply going to not make the layout smaller, but prioritize the station. I'm also going to be building it modularly so that I can work on separate pieces and keep everything separate. So where the point work will be, that will be a separate piece entirely, so that I can take it up, do the point work, and then connect it, and vice versa. The station platforms, where those straight pieces will be, those straight lengths running through the station, they'll all be on one piece. And then, like I say, just you know, they can come up. I can disconnect it and just take them up when I'd like. The the thing I found about doing it just on the baseboard, all intact, is doing all the point motors. I like the idea that I can lift the board up, flip it over, or just bring it downstairs. If it from the attic, it's going to be 2 foot really. I should be able to get it back through the door, bring it down, and I can just work on it. I can attach the motors, plug them in. I just plan to do a much neater job. Right. So you want to come in from one of the red points at the end. So you take 3 spots and then you connect to the one there as well. Like that. And then the same again on that side. Leave 1 spare at the very end. Take up 3 and then just the one on that in the middle. So you're left with 2 empty spots in the middle. So yeah. Makes a good climbing frame for Aloy. We know she likes to climb. Alright, we're getting some more white pieces out with the knobbly bits at the front. And we want 3. Regarding the model, I do plan to still do DCC. Naturally, I've invested money in it already. Sorry, just checking my work. Make sure this goes before I do it. It's going on the end. And then the one in the middle as well. Yeah, still plan to do digital, but I also plan to have 2 lines going around the entire attic that are going to be analog, so that I can still run my old like steam engines if I choose. So yeah. Another thing, looking at Cardiff Central Station, initially when I built the one down the cabin, or was in built the track at least, there was a siding that originally obviously is in Cardiff Central that I left out. I plan to install the siding on the new one, on the rebuild. It will just be off to the left or the right of the station depending, and it will be just somewhere I can park a couple of locos. And that is going to be another lovely thing actually, is being able to leave the locos on the track. Naturally turn off all the power, but every day when I was coming up from the cabin, because the engines are the most expensive, I was bringing them with me. So it's going to be nice to actually finally just leave them out of their boxes and leave them just in a, you know, on the track basically, on the model, or at least just in the room ready to go. The idea is I can get home from work and I can sort of have fun with the model, where sometimes I got back and I just didn't want to go down the cabin. So yeah, because I didn't go down the cabin, I didn't get to play with my train set, and yeah, I'd like to just change that. So yes, unfortunately, it does mean I am taking my train set apart again, and rebuilding. But I plan to crack on. Another thing I'm doing is I'm going to add the Great Western Railway station building to the front of the model. I believe it's on the north side of the train station when I visited it in person. I do want to add that station building. I also intend to add a small little roundabout for vehicles, and there's a taxi bay as well that I plan to implement. Sorry, just reading. Need one of those people. The bridge, the grey bridge. Yeah, taxi parking outside the station. The small little roundabout that's there. But also, because this is the north side and you're going back across the station to the south, I'm also going to add in, just for scenic, I'm going to add in a tunnel underneath. They go on top and that goes there. It's just going to be for scenic. It just allows me to have a couple of cars on the road and maybe a traffic warden walking up and down, something like that. And then having a taxi bay, I think, would be quite cool. Get a couple of taxis, just park them there. Plan to add in some surrounding buildings for scenic purposes. Let's just ignore that for a moment and do this. So I think we're after 2 grey things with knobbly bits that look kind of like that. We need 2 and then 1. So there's that one. And then we're after 4 of those little dinky ones. Those ones right there. All right, there we go, 4. So yes, the model railway. That is something actually funny enough. I say about opening up a shop. If I can find the right suppliers, I do plan to possibly sell model railway content from the shop. I won't lie, it wasn't my idea actually, it was my dad's, because now that he's obviously retired, he wants to do something. Or I say retired, I don't think he's the type to actually retire properly, but he wants to come away from the trade he's been helping my brother with and been doing. Yeah, I think he likes the idea of buying and selling in trains and stuff like that. We are thinking for the shop of having just an analog train set, so something that people can watch, go round and round. Hang on, let me just get my big finger and do that. Lovely. So that's, as long as mine's accurate, that's what yours should look like as well. And that's if mine's accurate. Okay, let's move on. We're going to need 2 of the sloping, the black bits, I think. But they look like they're the smaller ones. Wash that box out, and yeah, it's still filthy. All right, so two small black ones, the slanted ones, the mountainside, if you like, and then 2 dinky ones that are curved as well, which I know I've got right here. Yeah, so we're looking at having an analog train set in the shop. It'll be something simple, just like maybe a loop with a siding, but naturally, to appeal to people coming in of all sorts, we were thinking, well, it needs to be, can't be just any normal train set. Yes, model railway enthusiasts will like it, or people from a certain era might pick out a location and think, oh yeah, that's cool. But the one I've said about possibly doing that can sit in the centre of the shop is Harry Potter. Naturally, you can include the viaduct that the train goes over. You could add a flying car just on a bit of not cable, but a bit of wire. Could just have it coming by. So yeah, Harry Potter themed. Put the viaduct in. Naturally have maybe have platform 9 3/4. But the one thing we need to have really is the castle in the background. So yeah. All right, I think we're on to these longer pieces. I think 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yes, so one of those. Then we want 2 of the small black slanted ones. Voila. And then 2 of the black 2-piece, apparently. I don't think they're black though, I think they're grey. But if the instructions are right and they are black, which they are, so that makes me look a complete idiot. That means we need those. And we just need 2 of them. Right. So the slanted ones are going on the top here at each end. Then the grey bar in the middle. There you go, it was getting stuck. And then the black bits at either end of the grey bar, not overlapping the slanted ones on the end. So yeah, so should look like that. And now we need more of those slanted small pieces, so let's get a couple more. The white, one of the white ones. It's not the two small ones, it's the next size up. It should measure across as 3. Right. 3 peg holes, so it should consume every like knob, notch, whatever you want to call them. So it looks like that. Now on the pokey side, that goes dead center apparently, leaving a knob on both sides. Somebody's going to love taking the mick out of this video. Okay, let's move on. Need another 2-piece. I believe it is just the one. And then a 4-piece as well. Just the one. Cool. The 4-piece is going on first. Slap bang center with the white piece underneath. Well, one down. And then the 2-piece again is going on top, dead center. So right in the middle. Until you're left with a bit of a tower. Cool. I'll say one thing, it's sturdy enough, isn't it? You can put weight on it. As if. Right, let's move on. All right, a new piece. Those slanted carbonic looking pieces, that one there and that one there, is what we need next. If you couldn't imagine, we know where these are going. They're going to go there. Oh, no, they're not. No, they're not. No, they're not. It's going all wrong. It's going there. And then also, when I have it the right way round, it is going there. Let's build. Let's build. Let's build. Let's build. We're going to need a red piece. Let's put that to one side and build the red piece. So one red piece. FYI, we are now building what looks to be a doorway. That's the best way to describe it. Or a window. A window's more accurate. And I believe we're going to need all these blue pieces as well in this little jar. So get those ready. Aloy's created, so let's actually get rid of her for a second. We're going to need one of the beige blocks with the knobs on the front. And then we're going to need the grey, according to that, the grey 2-piece. Alright, so beige in the middle, like so. And then the grey with the knobbly bit pointing out. Voila. And then another red piece to go on top. The rest of my shop will be a complete mess. No, I'm joking. Hopefully it'll be good. I'm still going to sell what I used to sell, and that's Funko Pops, key rings, Pokemon, stuff like that. Comic books. I'm just going to continue it all under my own name. For those that don't know, for those that just know me online as my online presence, I used to work for somebody who had their own business and sold all this sort of stuff. He wanted out, and I was happy to sort of stay and carry on. So yeah, it was just a matter of buying up the remaining stock. I did want to go in as my own new name, so I didn't want to buy the business as such. And there was some stock, you know, we used to do phone cases and phone chargers, and I wanted to come away from that. And once I'd decided that's what I wanted to do, that was it, wasn't it? It was just a matter of, right, setting up my own business then. But there's no denying it's all thanks to him. If he hadn't have taken me on, I wouldn't have had the interest to run my own shop from that location. So yeah, like I say, everything going forward, to some degree, he's, you know, got to be acknowledged for, because I wouldn't have been there otherwise. All right, so for those little blue things, let's go up. We're going to need the grey arch. Let's get that immediately. We're going to need one of the beige blocks, the building blocks. So one of those. One flat, and I think it's black, and I think it's that one there. Bang. Black bobbly bit. Bobbly, two actually. And then two of the grey telephones, let's call them. They've probably got names. I bet every Lego piece does have a designated name. The last time I actually had a Lego set was Harry Potter. I had Hagrid's hut, and I also had the Harry Potter triple-decker bus, which I believe, did I see it? It's expensive now. I could be wrong, but I'm sure I saw the price of it and thought, oh, blimey, that is expensive. But yeah, Lego isn't cheap. I mean, I was looking at Doctor Strange's Sanctum and thinking, crikey, the price on that. And you can't even like reseal the box. Once you burst it open, I mean, I've done a nice job, but unlike collectibles, like let's say the Hot Toy figures I collect, the 1/6 scale ones, you can box them back up with their accessories and everything if you didn't want to use them. Once you've built Lego, you're buggered. You're buggered. Most people end up, if they do break them up, they put them in a box, like one of those plastic containers. So yeah. Sorry, I'm just checking, make sure I do this all correctly. It's fairly simple. Doesn't take a rocket scientist. Yeah, so right, you should end up with your window like that. That's if I've got it right, remember? And then there's a little diagram to say, oh, ×2. Oh, crikey. All right, let's just get everything back out then, for goodness sake. We've got to make 2 of these, people. We've got to make 2 of them. Job done. Let's move on. According to this, you bring both across to this thing here. So they're going sideways on the bottom. Knobbly bits have to be sticking out. So yes, make sure all on both parts, all are sticking out. And then, by the look of it, you just want to run that flush. So I'm actually going to do this flat for a second. The other one would go on that side as well. Bang, with a slight lip. And for those that don't know what I mean by a lip, it's just when you've got like a kink in the track. When I've done the model, you've got a kink there. It's just, yeah. But anyway, voila. I believe yeah, I was right with that. I believe the following steps is to replicate that again. All of it, like all of it. Should be easier, should be quicker, at least I know what I'm doing. So, all right, let's put the egg. Let's put the egg together. Here we go. Be worried, be afraid. But whatever you do, do not scream.